Hi Dimes, so this is a video about, so this is not only a hair update, but also kind of a tutorial or just kind of showing you my full hair washing routine that I do when I have time. I like to do this once a week, and for some people this may not work for you because it just may be too many steps involved and too much time. And listen, if I don't have time that week, I definitely do a quick wash, but this is my longer routine. So as you can see, the hair is not looking all fabulous. I haven't washed it in probably about a week now. I've actually been sick for the past like 8-9 days with this cold, and so I have just been like not giving the hair any kind of love. And I mean, let's be honest here, I'm really low maintenance when it comes to hair, and so it doesn't get much love anyway. So that I was saying, it's dark, so I hope you guys can still kind of see me. So yeah, the hair looks crazy. It's greasy. This hair, okay, so hair update. I still love this hair. I do prefer it to the Cambodian wavy hair that I had in my last install that I had during much of the summer, or rather the end of the summer. And this is the Cambodian wavy curly, and as you can see, the curls definitely can be combed out. And when it's not been getting much love, the hair can look kind of dusty and ratty. But we're definitely going to revitalize this hair and have it looking luscious and fabulous as I like it. And so the hair, like I said, is still great. There is some degree of shedding, even though I did seal the wefts, and so there is some degree of shedding. Not a whole lot. Definitely nothing like the Cambodian wavy that I had before that was shedding a lot. But I did seal the wefts. I will say that I did not let the weft sealing glue or whatever, the sealant, dry. You're supposed to let it dry 48 hours. I thought I could do it in like 10 hours. So that may have had something to do with, and listen, it was my first time sealing the weft, so I maybe didn't put enough adhesive on. And so that could be why, but certainly if you're going to order this hair, I would absolutely recommend sealing the wefts. And the ends, again, are also a little bit on the rattier. So I don't even like saying that word, but they're not that, like, the ends need a cut. I'm not cutting them because I like the length. I don't want to lose the length. But if I were to purchase this hair outright, I would purchase hair. I'd purchase 2 inches longer, no matter what length it was, so I could trim those ends off and still keep the desired length. But that aside, I still love the hair. The shedding is minimal. The tangling is non-existent. So I love it. And I love the wave pattern because, as we know, I'm low maintenance. I do not like having to put a curling iron on my weave every day to have it all bouncy, flowy, all that. Also, the hair loves silicones. But because the hair loves silicones, and silicone-based products have a lot of buildup, period. Like, they will build up on the hair. The first 2 days will be lovely, but if you keep putting the silicones on without washing it out, you're going to have buildup in hair that kind of, by the end of the week, looks like this if you've not washed those silicones out. So you can co-wash with completely all natural and organic conditioners. I just don't think it looks as good as when it's washed with a silicone-based conditioner. So but let's talk about my routine. So the products that I use on my own person, I treat this hair like it's my own hair growing out of my head. So I always do a pre-poo, and that is called a pre-shampoo, and it's just a hot oil treatment. And you can really use whatever oil you like to use. So I like to use this oil here. It's called Vatika Oil, and it's just a coconut oil that's infused with Ayurvedic herbs. And Google Ayurvedic herbs. They're supposed to be fantastic for hair. And I like coconut oil on my hair, and particularly the weave seems to like it as well. And I get this on Amazon. I'll put a link below to where you can order it. I hope you can see that. There we go. Vatika oil. So I just start off by putting a little bit. Again, it's just coconut oil. So if you just have coconut oil at home and you happen to have it, just go ahead and here's like a handful of it, as you can see. And I'm literally just going to go and put that all over my head. Just slap. I always like to cap off. I like to do like a full mask. So I like to, on top of whatever oil I'm putting on as a pre-poo, I also like to use, I like to use raw honey when I have raw honey, but I don't have raw honey handy. So I'm just going to use this deep conditioner that I have. It's called Indian hemp and tamanu, bamboo and manoi and garlic extract. It's by Nubian Heritage, and I got it, I think, at Walgreens. Okay, so the final step, and this is going to be a few parts. So the final step for now is what I'm going to do is I'm going to go and use my heat therapy wrap, okay? My heat therapy wrap, and this is what it looks like. And I've mentioned it in another video before, but a heat therapy wrap is basically I buy it on Amazon. I'll put a link again below for where you can purchase it. It's about 20 bucks on Amazon. And I mean, to be honest, first, I love it. I do love it, but I go through one of these a year. Literally, I have to buy a new one every year, because what it is you put these like gel packets in the microwave. You put the whole thing in the microwave with the gel packets in it, and you warm it up, and it's basically you know, warming your hair, and so the conditioner can really soak in and penetrate the cuticles and all that. And so I use it for that, because listen, I have no time to be sitting up under anybody's dryer. So this is how I can just do it. And sometimes I am going to actually sleep in this tonight, because but normally if I were to do this kind of treatment without not doing it overnight, I would just maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes have it on with the heat therapy wrap. So again, heat therapy wrap is available. It's about $20. It's at Amazon. It's on Amazon. And again, you just warm it up in the microwave for a few minutes. I think 2. And then you take it out. The reason why I go through these every year is because sometimes I leave it in the microwave too long, and then you get these packs. This is what it's supposed to look like. You see this side? But this is what ends up happening, and then it's useless. But I'm still using it for now. It's been about, the last one I got was around December of last year. So yeah, I'm getting to that 1 year mark where I'm gonna have to order another one. I don't mind. I like it that much. I don't know anyone else who makes these where you don't run into this issue. I wish I could just purchase the gel pack on its own without having to buy a full wrap. The other thing about the heat therapy wrap is that what you're supposed to do is just essentially put it on and then slap up the Velcro in front, but it doesn't actually sit on your head properly that way. Again, of course, you first start by putting on your plastic cap. So I have that on. And then what I do is I put the heat therapy wrap on top of that. And what I don't have in front of me is my hair elastic, which I use to hold the therapy wrap in the back. And that way, you know, and that holds it in place. And again, the heat therapy wrap is already warmed up. And you put it on over your plastic cap, leave it on for like 30 minutes if you want, but I am gonna finish cleaning up my apartment, and I'm gonna do it overnight, and I'll be back tomorrow to show you the next steps after this. Thanks for watching so far, Dimes. Stay tuned. Hey Dimes, as you can see, we are back now a whole day later, and overnight, as you know, I left everything in, the conditioner and that hot oil treatment. And this morning when I got up, I shampooed all that stuff out using the Shea Moisture Raw Shea Butter Moisture Retention Shampoo, which I absolutely love. It's 100% natural, and it's sulfate free, of course, because it's natural. And I love it because it doesn't, I mean, after using this, you don't even have to use, like, that's kind of why I do the pre-poo and then I use this, because then you don't really ever have to use a conditioner if you don't want to, because your hair will still feel so soft to the touch, and all the oils and the shea butter and the argan oil that it kind of infuses back into your hair, it just makes it feel great. So honestly, you really don't have to. As you can see, this is my leave out. As I've mentioned before in other videos, I am natural. And so what I try to do is leave out as little bit of my hair as possible, but to still cover those tracks. And I know it's dark, so you can't see very well. But yeah, I definitely like to leave very little bit of my own hair out. I've combed out my natural texture, really. So this is just kind of how it's frizzy. And as you can see from using the flat iron, the ends of my hair in the leave out section is very straight, also because of heat damage. So in order to try to kind of like circumvent that, or rather not get around it really, but more to kind of protect my hair when I'm flat ironing it to blend with the weave, I always use a silicone-based oil treatment. So this is one and only argan oil. It's the Style Enhance. You can get it at Sally Hansen beauty supply stores, I believe. And it's kind of like the bootleg Moroccan oil, the brand name Moroccan oil. It's that version. And I like it because it doesn't really weigh down the hair and it has that silicone base so that your own hair is very well protected underneath. But really, you can't protect it 100% because we are applying heat. And I'm going to be using my Diamond Titanium flat iron that I got at Marshall's by Babyliss. I love this flat iron. I got it for 40 bucks at Marshall's. Again, this is the texture. As you can see, the hair is very different from what it was last night. It's light, it's bouncy. What I did do after I shampooed it out, I did because I wanted to and because I really like this conditioner. I did use a quick condition rinse with the Neutrogena Triple Moisture Recovery Mask. The hair really responds well to this, so I like using it. So I just quickly, after I shampooed, threw that all over, rinsed it out. When I was done, and again, the hair is air dried right now. I didn't apply any heat to it because I'm lazy, and I just ran errands with it. Threw a hat on and ran some errands. After I finished washing it, I went ahead and then threw on my Herbal Essence Totally Twisting Curl Boosting Mousse. If I had used more of this, we would have a lot more curl texture to the hair. It would definitely really curl up for us, but I didn't want to use a whole lot, and I just used a very little bit of this on it as well. And this I like because it keeps the hair soft to the touch. It's not crunchy at all once it dries. So let's just go ahead. I'm going to show you how I guess I flat iron the hair to match the leave out to the rest of the hair for blending purposes. I wonder if I add this light, if that helps at all. I'm going to throw this light on a little bit here and see if that helps Dimes with showing you kind of how I do what I do. Okay, Dimes, so this is pretty much it. I'll show you the last few pieces here of what I do. As you can see, I'm grabbing both my leave out with the weave or with the extension or the hair that's not yours growing naturally out of your head, and I'm curling it with the flat iron. That way the blending is better. That way the curls of your own hair blends with the wave pattern of the hair. As you can see, it's a little bit different from the top to the bottom. And listen, I'm in a rush, so I'm really rushing this. And so what I would probably normally do to make all the curls a little bit more uniform, if I really was that concerned, I would curl the bottoms a little bit, just a little bit. And what you're doing with the flat iron is you're just pulling it and twisting it. And it definitely just creates that curl for you. So that's pretty much it. This is a very quick, rough kind of wash and go kind of look you can do with this hair, with even if you are natural in terms of blending your weave, or rather your hair with a wavy weave such as this. And that's just kind of it. I'm in a rush, so I'm gonna go just like this. I hope I don't look too crazy, and I hope this tutorial has helped you. One thing I will say that I didn't say when I was filming before, after I told you how I wash the hair, one thing I will say is a lot of girls aren't used to washing their weaves at home themselves. They go to the salon to get it done. One thing that I do versus what I might do if I were to go to the salon is I'm very sure not to let my own hair underneath get wet, or I try not to, even though it is a little bit damp under here now that I'm feeling it, is I try not to get it wet when I'm washing it, because honestly, it doesn't smell pretty when your own hair under there gets wet and when you take the weave off. So really try to avoid that. And I really do make a point to just kind of pull the hair up to the top of my head, and then I'm shampooing so that I'm not getting water, and then just pulling my head down and rinsing it so that I'm not getting a whole lot of, sorry, I got like flyaways up the wazoo. That way I'm not getting a whole lot of the hair, soap and all that stuff onto my own hair up underneath, because it doesn't smell pretty. when you're at the salon, they have those big hooded dryers that go up to like a 3,000 degrees, so you can sit underneath them and it'll dry everything. But at home, of course, most of us don't have those kinds of utilities, and the dryers you can usually buy at the beauty supply stores are like 30-40 bucks. They don't get nearly as hot as the dryers at the beauty supply store, at the beauty salon. Thank you so much for watching. I know this was a really long kind of video, but it was a request, so I hope it was helpful. And if you have any questions at all, just go ahead and write them below. Thanks so much for watching, and have a great Saturday.